HDR. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, and my name is Olivia. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Good afternoon, Dr. Seagulls. I'm here with your lunch menu. Today we're having spaghetti meatballs
Or hot dogs.
Hey there. Welcome to Life Noggin. It seems like everyone wants to go to Mars nowadays. The Red Planet has been all the buzz with organizations like NASA and SpaceX promoting to get us there in the next 10-ish years. But there are so many problems with living on Mars. Instead, some experts think we'd be better off heading for the scorching, toxic land known as Venus. Yes, really. People have been talking about going to Mars since the 1950s, and we obviously haven't made it yet. Many of the problems with this idea revolve around money and technology, but there's more. Since Mars has less than half the gravity that we have on Earth, we'd need to figure out how to combat physical issues like muscle degeneration and vision problems. And spacecrafts would need to be able to land safely on a planet with hardly any atmosphere to slow them down. Powerful solar storms bombard the surface with crazy high levels of radiation, and it's freezing there, with temperatures dropping to almost negative 125 degrees Celsius. Humans would need some serious protection if they really wanted to live on Mars. We may need another option: Venus. You might be saying, Blocko, Venus is like 425 degrees Celsius and the air is poisonous, plus the atmospheric pressure would crush us. And you're correct, you're so smart. But people have some pretty viable ideas for space colonies in Venus's neck of the woods. About 50 kilometers above Venus's surface, there is an airspace with similar gravity, pressure, and solar radiation protection to what we have here on Earth. The temperature ranges from about 30 degrees to 50 degrees Celsius, creating a fairly livable atmosphere. This all sounds pretty promising, and NASA thinks so too. In 2015, NASA announced their High-Altitude Venus Operational Concept, aka HAVOC, which I feel like isn't the most optimistic name for a space mission. This project would send 2 astronauts to Venus's upper atmosphere, hovering in spaceships above the clouds. This initial trip would last 30 days and could lead to future colonization of Venus's airspace. Yeah, we're talking potential floating cities. How cool would that be? Humans wouldn't even need pressurized suits or radiation shields to go outside. Sure, they'd still need oxygen and something to protect them against Venus's sulfuric acid rain, but no bulky astronaut suits? Sounds good to me. And the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur in Venus's atmosphere could be used to create breathable air, fertilizers for our crops, and even water. You may be wondering how these floating cities would be powered. Firstly, the vehicles would be equipped with massive solar panels to take advantage of the sun's energy. Second, there's the possibility of using the carbon in the atmosphere to generate electricity via graphene-powered superconductors, or synthetic photosynthesis. People living in these floating cities could also eventually begin to terraform and colonize the surface of Venus with the right technology. But of course, that would take a while. Some have proposed flooding the lower atmosphere with hydrogen to create an ocean that would cover 80% of the planet. Others suggest striking the planet with very large objects to speed up its rotation, hopefully warming the planet and changing its atmosphere. These plans would be really difficult, but personally, I think living in a floating city is worth it. So what planet should we...
That's it for the morning's announcements. Peace. See you later.